stand for the playing of the national anthem? That's why I said stand. Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you all here today. I'm going to start us off in prayer, so if you guys could all just bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for today as we get to celebrate our senior class. We at Summit have been blessed being a part of their lives, and we thank you for each one of them. Lord, I pray for your guidance over them as they enter into their next phase of life. I pray for each of them to always find the good and the lessons to be learned, especially during the difficult times, and for them to always remember how far they've come. Thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Welcome, seniors, families, loved ones, friends, and staff, to the 2024 Summit Academy graduation ceremony. Today, you walked into this space a senior, and you will walk out a high school graduate. Today is a day to celebrate the individuals in caps and gowns in front of us. While words say a lot of things, to this particular class of students, music takes things to a whole different level. Let us read and listen to the lyrics of a song by Anthem Lights. Let's take time to reflect and breathe, focusing only on the video and the song lyrics. If your mind wanders, try to bring it back by focusing on the lyrics. This is your minutes to breathe up in the front row. The song is entitled, Who I'm Meant to Be. The song, Who I'm Meant to Be, emphasizes the journey of self-realization and authenticity. It portrays the struggle of individuals striving to carve their own path and remaining true to themselves amidst society pressures. It focuses on the concepts of living fearlessly, breaking free from distractions, and embracing the journey of self-discovery. It challenges individuals to be unapologetically themselves and to fulfill their true potential. Today's ceremony centers around the theme, This Is Me, words encompassed in a song from the movie The Greatest Showman. The movie focuses on the following unifying ideas: strength in the face of criticism, positive messages of self-emancipation and free thinking, an ode to being scarred and bruised but proud, confirmation of individuality and self-acceptance, and it's fundamentally about resilience. These individuals we celebrate today are resilient. They have been working towards these concepts for the past 17 plus years. Their sense of self is found so strongly that they can clearly declare, "This is me." This class embodies the words of the song. Knowing any one of them, you can almost hear them say the lyrics. Look out, here I come, and I'm reaching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies, this is me. As the song and the movie fluctuates between individual accomplishments and group pride, so does our class of 2024. Again, the lyrics of the song resonate, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. Glorious means worthy of admiration. I am proud to introduce our seniors. Seniors, please come up and stand. These individuals are worthy of our admiration. We admire Mariana's candor, Axel's courage, Maria's strength, Mariah's kindness, Natalie's loyalty, Michael's energy, Bryant's charisma, Josh's leadership, Emerson's wit, Caleb's authenticity, and Landon's determination. These individuals have journeyed through life's obstacles, disruptions, challenges, and mountains. They are warriors. Through the adapted song lyrics, they are bursting through the barricades, reaching for the sun. They are warriors. That's what they've become. Seniors, please speak with me. You look at the back of your signs. And together, they can honestly declare, I am brave. I am bruised. I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Please, let's welcome our seniors. Seniors, go ahead and take a seat. And Caleb, if you'd stay up here with me. I'm going to have you stand here for just a second.
All right.
Let's listen to our seniors as they reflect upon what has molded them, past and present, into their current This Is Me. You're up, bud.
G'day, g'day. Thank you all for coming to the Summit Academy 2024 graduation ceremony. I am grateful for all of you that came today and all of you that were able, and to the ones that weren't able to make it and are able to view it, I appreciate you as well. I want to start off by thanking the staff. Thank you guys for everything that you guys have done for me, and as well as my classmates throughout the past years I've been at Summit. People say that graduation is one of the most exciting but also terrifying parts of high school. For me, I'm more excited than anything. I've been working towards my graduation so I can finally go out and do what I want to do in the world. Something I've learned is how much I've grown throughout the past couple years, not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally. I used to be shy, antisocial, and just really not happy with myself in a general sense. Nowadays, I not only have the confidence to walk up to a table at lunch and spark up a conversation with not only students, but also teachers. I am more self-confident. I used to be self-conscious of almost every aspect of my life. Now, I embrace my imperfections, and I'm not bothered by other people's opinions. And I can thank all of my teachers, as well as my friend group, and the rest of my class for that specifically. I want to move forward with my dreams of being a car mechanic for the simple fact of, I love cars. I've always made a joke saying, hey, you see that box with wheels over there? I drive it. When people ask me what I want to be when I grow up, I always say, I want to work on anything that has at least 2 wheels and an engine. To wrap this up, I'd like to end by saying I am very grateful for the people I've surrounded myself with in this wonderful journey we call high school. Thank you to all of the teachers and staff for helping me through thick and thin. You've all helped me become the funny, charismatic, bold, and caring person that I am today. I appreciate that very much. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Wait, is mine? Oh, it is. Wait. Oh, it is. Okay. Good afternoon, friends, Summit Academy staff, and family members of my fellow graduates. It is an honor being able to stand in front of you all. Today we mark a new beginning and future for all of us. Through our times together, we overcome challenges and made lasting friendships. When I first came to Summit Academy, I was nervous at first because I thought I wouldn't make any friends here. And so let me tell you how I met my best friend, Axel. We were in martial arts at the time. I was just doing my own thing, and then I noticed that this person was coming up to me and introducing herself. At the moment, we just started talking more in school and even on social media. As the years passed, and she and I grew stronger in our friendship and just started to hang out more. Now we've been best friends for 5 years, and I could never ask for another friend like her. Even though our friendship has been a little rough from time to time. Thanks. Thanks, Josh. We somehow managed to make it up. She is the reason why I'm the person I am today. And so I want to tell you a short, quick story about how my friend group came. There was me, Josh, Bryant, and Caleb in the same class, but Axel was in a different class than we were. But I decided to interact with them anyways, and I made the right decision. All because I didn't want to be alone. For about a couple of months, we became really good friends. The things we do are chaotic, but also help each other out. I am proud of myself. I didn't expect that I wouldn't make friends with them till this day. But now we came together in 11th and 12th grade. Today I am so happy that I have them. If I didn't have friends like them, I don't know what to do with my life. And because of them, they are the reason why I'm here today. And also because of that, I'm proud to say they are like siblings to me. Thank you, Axel, Josh, Bryant, and Caleb. Now I wanted to take time to thank Summit staff as a whole for helping me through high school. Specifically, I would like to thank Miss Dewey for helping me to increase my confidence in softball, and Miss Griffiths to making us laugh and accepting us for who we are. I wanted to express my gratitude to my dad. Thank you for teaching me to stand up for myself when I needed it. Dad, your death affects me to this day. You are in my thoughts daily, and I hope I make you proud. I have learned that life can be short and years can move fast. I look to the future without forgetting any parts of my past. Thank you for being part of my journey.
Welcome, friends, families, teachers alike. Thank you for coming. Now to my classmates, we did it, we were at the finish line. And I know it's been hard, but we did it. And that's something that we should be proud of. We finished this chapter of our story, but let's not forget what we gained from it. All of us came here with a lot to learn about ourselves, and there's still so much to learn. But that's not what today is for. Today is for celebrating and looking not only forward, but back as we reminisce on who we were when we started this. Now I'd like to talk about how I started this journey. I entered this high school my 8th grade year. Shy, immature, and bored with school. Academics were easy, but people weren't. I was lucky enough to have connected with my best friend Josh during this year, and he helped me grow and socialize more than anyone else. Going through that year was rough, but I made it out. Entering my 9th grade year, I was excited to go be with these people, but COVID hit. I completely gave up on school because of COVID. I didn't have interest in going to the classes. I slept through most of them. If it weren't for me coming back into the spring and meeting Miss Wiemeyer and Mr. Wilkins, I would not have passed the 9th grade that year. And for that, I am eternally grateful for them. Ending that year, I was excited but guilty to enter my 10th grade year. I tried my absolute hardest the entire time and made it out the other side. Entering 11th grade, I had been going full force the whole time, and it caused me to burn out. I struggled and struggled and struggled, but thanks for the help of my friends and my teachers, I made it through. Now entering this year, there was a lot of emotion, a lot of chaos, a lot of things that changed. But I know if one thing's certain, that I stand before you today a complete man and ready to move into the next chapter of my life. Thank you all for coming here today to celebrate with us, and to my fellow graduates, I'm proud of each and every one of you. We made it.
Hello there. In order to understand the man I am today, you first need to know who I was. I was the arrogant and bad kid with horrible anger management and didn't listen to anyone. I was put out of class pretty consistently, and at times I skipped class altogether. And when I was in class, I didn't do anything and I cussed teachers out. I went from a straight up student to making honor roll 3 times in a row, constantly getting detention to only being called down when staff needed my help with something, and being suspended on a bi-weekly basis, and I think the last time I was suspended was probably in 5th grade. It's safe to say the Ohio education system failed me in more ways than one. But just when I was ready to give up and quit, I thought about the challenges that characters of any movie faced. No matter how hard it got or how low they sank, they never gave up. And like them, I was at a low point. When it seemed like graduating just wasn't worth it, then we found Summit Academy and its amazing staff. One of which, unbelievably, had me invested in 4 books back to back. And like Anakin being freed from his slavery by Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan on Tatooine, these teachers were my Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Or like Chris in The Adventures of Babysitting, no matter how many challenges she and the kids ran into, she was determined to get her to her friend and get the kids home. And in that, the credit really goes to my mom. She was determined, like Chris, to not give up on me or let me give up on myself. Through all the ups and downs, she's always been there in my corner, quietly or very loudly, cheering me on. Sometimes I honestly didn't think I deserved all the encouragement she gave me. When I was a kid, I was stealing, running away, being destructive, and just not listening. Through all of it, she gave me the strength I needed to overcome any struggles. There is no one I know stronger than her. She's really my inspiration for everything. My siblings are just as much reason I am who I am. I don't say it often because like Drax, I'm not keen to emotion, but I love each and every one of them. Sure, they were tough on me as a kid, but it's because of them I am the way I am, whether it be Seth and me fighting over who gets to pick the channel on our shared TV, intentionally annoying Kayla just to get a rise out of her, or bugging Reed till he made me ramen noodles. To them, I say thank you, Reed, Seth, and Kayla. You did more for me than you know. As for my friends, what can't I say about them? Starting off with the most obvious one, Jenna, you truly are one of a kind. I cherish every moment we're together, even if we're just scrolling on TikTok or watching a movie or TV show. You've been there for me since day one. Our bond is something not everyone has, but definitely needs. I couldn't have asked for a better bestie, nor made it as far as I have without you. Now, Bryant, Axel, Murph, and Caleb. You guys made going to school worth it. I genuinely wanted to come to school because of you guys. Seeing you, laughing with you, and doing the stupid stuff we did together. You were the highlight of my day. Each and every one of you mean more to me than the last. Through and through, we are a family. And now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye to early morning bus rides while listening to music. Goodbye to the overly amazing staff and teachers. You guys did the impossible. You got me to enjoy school, not dread it or run from it. You're the real superheroes. And finally, goodbye to moments like this. We lived in the moment for as long as we could, me more than most. But I say, don't be upset it's ending. Be glad it happened. I hope to see all of you again someday. One of my favorite quotes in general is from a character on the CW's Flash. He says, don't be upset. This isn't goodbye, just till our next communion.
I'm honored to read the speech from Ariana Babel and Ms. Griffiths. I'd like to say thank you to the staff, family, and friends for coming to the graduation of 2024. We have finally come to make it this far as being graduates. We have gone through the bumps in the road life has thrown at us and managed to be standing strong. Throughout these past 4 years, I have become an independent, strong, smart, talented, courageous, and very supportive person. The people that help mold me are my peers, the staff, my family, and friends. Life has also helped mold me by going through the challenges that have been thrown into my direction. The staff has helped me to get ready and be prepared for life after high school. My friends have been there to support me even when I'm struggling physically or emotionally. What makes me really unique is being supportive, creative, bold, caring, and very open-minded on how I feel. I appreciate those who stuck around for me and helped me get to this point. I'm graduating. I really did it.
First off, I'm going to say thank you to my mom and my whole support system. If I didn't have half the support that I do have, I don't think I would push myself to graduate. I've conquered my way through situations I have never thought I would be in. I've gone through events which put school on the back burner, and yet I battled through, and here I am. Over these years, I've learned lots of things and changed for the better and the worst. I've learned that I need to react to situations with self-control and determination. I've learned that days are not guaranteed and people come and go. I've learned that I have to depend more on people, more on myself, and I've learned that I can accomplish many things. I want to thank my mom, Alicia, my grandma, Jasmine, Hunter, my grandpa, Larry, and most of all, Chino. They have all helped me when I wanted to give up, and they have helped me survive. This diploma is for all of us. Thank you.
I'm honored to be reading the speech for Mariah Schuler. Over the years, I have learned lots of things and changed for the better and the worst. Nope. I'm sorry. This is the wrong page. All right, good afternoon. Her name is Mariah Schuler. I would like to speak with you about my experiences at Summit Academy. I've had many new experiences and developed many friendships over the years. I felt supported by staff and was encouraged to do things by myself because they believed in me. I have to say that being at Summit Academy has molded me to be more independent, stand up for myself, and speak my mind. There are a few people I would like to thank for all their support and understanding. Mom, thank you for your never-ending love and support, your guidance in helping me be a better version of myself every day. Victoria, thank you for just being you and being a great big sister. Your knowledge and love continues to guide me. Axel, Murphy, you two are the greatest tag team I've ever seen. I love you both. Miss Nicole, thank you for helping me and being by my side through the difficult times. Miss Anderson, thank you for being my cheerleader. Ms. Griffiths, thank you for being with me through difficult times. Ms. Stewart, thank you for helping me with my schoolwork when I needed it. I have had an amazing time at Summit Academy and will cherish my memories forever.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to my support system, as in my family and Miss Nicole, for helping keeping me motivated. Second, I would like to thank Mr. Jett for helping me with more than a lot of my work. Third, I would like to thank my Uncle Pee Wee and my granddad to making sure I got to school on time, even though I missed the bus, got kicked off a lot. And last, I would like to thank my dad for making sure I got up every morning, no matter how tired, or even if I was already up, he made sure I was getting ready. So thank you, Dad, and everybody that helped me in this stage of my life. And with that, I will be concluding my high school years. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mr. Stella, and I am honored to read this speech written by Natalie Evans-Ewer. Hi, I am Natalie. I am happy to be here today, and I can't believe it is my graduation. Over the years, I have overcame a lot to make it to graduation. I have learned so much. I have learned to be more mature and more respectable by not doing things I did in the past. Through talks with both staff at Summit Academy and CSB, along with many talks with myself, I realized I wanted to do so much better for myself and make it to graduation. I did not want to be left out. I realized if I didn't make it to graduation, I'd not only let myself down, but also the people who care most about me. And then I did not want to do that either. Okay? I'd like to now thank all the staff at Summit Academy for helping me make it to graduation. I also like to thank some of the staff personally. Thank you, Mr. Stella. You helped me learn how to control my anger, and you helped me through the day working on my assignments. I also enjoyed our walks. I love you. Thank you, Ms. Weaver, for taking me on walks, helping me with my health. Thank you for being my school mom, and thank you for helping calm me down when I needed it. Thank you, Ms. Weaver. Thank you to Ms. Bradley for helping me make it to graduation and for being there and for being very nice to me. And thank you for being there for me when I needed it. Thank you to Ms. Garisto for helping me calm down for me when I wanted to have a hard time and walk out of school. You helped me regroup myself and come back in. Thank you to Ms. Sam for talking to me when I needed to talk to you. Thank you for buying me stuff with your own money. You did not have to do that. Thank you, Ms. Baldarelli. Thank you for helping me so much. You are my best friend. I have really loved doing art with you in class. You always make it very fun. In the past, I loved going on walks with you and joking around with you. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Ms. Griffiths, for being nice to me. Thank you for letting me get on the computer, buying me lunch, going on walks, and helping me when I was down. Thank you for trying so hard to help me with my emotions. You have helped me with everything. Thank you, Ms. Griffiths. I also want to thank Ms. Lisa, our lunch lady, for letting me help set up lunches. I enjoy my time with you, and I love being to help you. Ms. Lisa back there. I love you all. I hope I can visit you all someday. I also like to thank some others who helped me along the way. Mom, thank you for helping me throughout my life, pushing me through everything from the past and for the future. Thank you for being there for me. I love it when we have family night and we watch movies. I also like being able to play with my siblings and horse playing around with each other. I would also like to thank some staff at CSB who were there for me. First, I would like to thank Ms. Nikki for talking to me when I needed it and being my comfort person at the unit. I'd like to say thanks to Ms. Jenny for helping me regroup and stay in line and helping me make better choices. Thank you, Mr. Red. You always make me laugh, and I like joking around with you. Thank you, Ms. Lauren, for helping me get through hard times or when I am having a bad day. Thank you, Ms. Christine, for being there for me and being my best friend. I have enjoyed all the outings we had together. We always have fun. I have loved you since we met when you became my mentor. I'd like to say again how happy I am I made it to my graduation. I really look forward to my life after graduation. I want a job, move out of CSB, continue my visits with my mom, and go for walks by myself whenever I want. I want to end my speech by saying that I love you all the staff at Summit Academy, my mom, my family, and the staff at CSB. And congratulations to all my classmates. We did it. Natalie.
Good afternoon, my family, teachers, and fellow graduates. As we gather here today, I can't help but feel a mix of emotions. It's a bittersweet moment filled with both excitement for the upcoming future and nostalgia for the memories we've created together that I hold and carry across the stage today. We have all come so far, overcoming challenges and embracing opportunities. Today, we stand on the path of a new chapter in our lives. Coming here today and walking on the stage is a big step for me. It's really nerve-wracking to know that I'm fully an adult. I'm finally graduating, something I didn't see myself doing. When I first came to Summit, I was filled with anxiety and fear of my outcome. I was scared of who I'd become and how my life would turn out. I had it rough in my other school, and coming to Summit really changed my life. Not only on the first day of school, I got to meet my teachers, who would soon become family, but I met someone very special. I met my best friend, Murphy. Without her by my side, I wouldn't have been able to walk this stage. Meeting Murphy was my sign that from the beginning, I was ready to take on what was coming next. She gave me everything I needed to graduate today. She gave me the confidence, inspiration, and motivation. After meeting Murphy, I met 2 other people which became a big part of my life, Josh and Bryant. Those two really put the reality and the meaning of friendship, not only with each other, but towards me as well. They really know how to light up a room. A couple years later, I met some amazing people that added on to our little chaos group, Caleb and Emerson. They completed our little family. From the second I met my friend group, that was the moment I met my second family. Knowing I had these guys by my side, I knew I could make it. They have really helped me. They saved me from a lot, and being here today, looking them in the faces, reminded me of how we used to be. 8th grade was a moment I knew I had hit the jackpot with friendship. Murphy has saved me in my dark moments. Josh has made me laugh and gave me someone to talk to when I really needed it. Bryant, even though our friendship has been on the rocks, you have made me the strong person I am today. Caleb has shown me how to be a bigger person, and Emerson has given me quite a laugh when I really needed it. Without these people in my life, I wouldn't be on the stage. I wouldn't be graduating. I'm glad it's safe to say these school years were the best years of my life. All of my friends in the senior class have really helped me to where I am today, and I love each and every one of them. I know we put on quite the show for the teachers. I'm glad we were able to make our teachers laugh and cry. I have made new friends throughout these years, whether it's my friends from school, outside of school, or online, and I'm so very grateful to have them mentally by my side. I also met someone special, and he's given me the courage to do a lot, and I thank him for that. I want to thank my 8th grade teachers for the person I am today. Without them, I wouldn't have achieved my spot in high school. All of the staff has raised me and taught me. They're my family, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Of course, they've made me upset, and they've really made me happy and proud. Not just of them, but of myself too. I also want to thank Miss Johnson for raising me too, for giving me a laugh, and for making everyone happy with her goofiness. I'm proud of the woman she is whom she's become. No, I'm good. Miss Wiemeyer has made me upset and mad sometimes, but she was only tough on me to make me pass. There's times where we had our laughs and gotten along. Miss Griffiths was always the one who understood me so much, and I'm grateful for that. I was able to gossip and talk with her whenever I needed. I know I won't have enough room to mention all the staff who has helped me because they've all pitched in and helped me be able to walk this stage. I love how in reality I'm able to call the staff my family and friends other than my teachers. They've grown from teachers to something more important. I would like to thank them each separately being up here, but I can't. I want to thank my family. They pushed me enough to make myself proud, and I'm super grateful. My mom has had it rough, but knowing she was able to drop everything to make sure me and my career grew has really made me happy. I'm so thankful and proud to have someone like her as my mother. There have been moments in school where I've thought about how proud my mother would be if I graduated that had kept me going to this point, and I'm glad I followed my heart. I am and will always be proud of everyone I know. My entire family has made me proud. It's okay. I want to thank my stepdad, because without his toughness, I wouldn't be as strong as I am today. He raised me to be a strong young woman and was there whenever I needed him, and for that, I'll always be thankful. I also want to thank my friend Riley and my second mother, Deanna. They've given me a place in their hearts and makes me feel safe and happy. I've only met Riley this school year, but it feels like I've known her for years. She's been there for me from the moment I met her. She's made me laugh and has cried with me. Deanna has welcomed me in her home and made me feel like family, and I thank her for that. Lastly, I want to thank Mr. Stella and Miss Bradley. I know me and Mr. Stella sometimes didn't get along, but I know he loves me as if I were his own child. He protected me and helped me whenever I needed him, and I'm more than grateful for that. He helped me with my first panic attack at school, and in that moment, I wanted to cry in his arms for how grateful I was for it. In the end, he helped me to graduate, and I thank him for that as well. We had our phony moments, and that I will always treasure. For Miss Bradley, I thank her for being tough on my attendance. I tried my best to be at school as much as I could, and I apologize for sometimes letting her down. But because of her, I brought my attendance and grades up as much as I can, and that's what made me happy. I'm grateful for our funny moments when she'd make me laugh and I'd make her smile. She acted as one of my school parents, and I thank her for that. To the teachers I didn't mention, you were on my mind when writing this, and I want to thank you for making me feel special and happy in the school. I'll forever miss this school and miss you, for you were not only my teachers, but my family, and I'll always be grateful for the love and respect you've given me. Thank you.
I just want to start off by thanking everyone who showed up for us today. We will appreciate your support, and apologies to anyone who couldn't make it. Let's begin. This has been a long and mind-numbing journey for me. As early as 3rd grade, my dislike for school started and has continued to fester ever since. Each and every school year since then, my care and drive to finish school and ensure my future dwindled. 7th grade is really when it started to get serious. I started missing school more often, skipping classes, and not putting nearly as much effort into my work. And 8th grade only got worse. Once I made it to 8th grade, I'd nearly given up. I'd find excuses to go home, pretending to be sick, or exploiting my skin condition to leave. A lot of days, I just couldn't find it in me to get up and go to school. At the time, I didn't know it, but my mental state was, and still is, in a rough spot. My mind was so worn out and so over it all that at one point I had left the school building and got suspended. I'm surprised that day that I didn't get expelled. 9th grade was my worst year by far. It was the year that we did online schooling, and by then I had completely given up. I was lost, and I didn't do any schoolwork that year. I used the computer maybe a couple of times, and that was only after my mom and brother had begged for me to do it. Obviously, I got all Fs that year in every single class and for every quarter. I was 100% convinced that I was done with school, that I would drop out and hope for the best. My will to do anything successful with my life just didn't exist. I had no drive for anything, but thankfully, that's where this school came in. 10th grade was my first year at Summit. If I remember correctly, my mom had been the one to find this school. I was told that the school was more forgiving, and that there was no homework. It seemed like just the thing I needed, and it was. Though difficult schoolwork was never the reason I disliked school. I'm a really smart kid, but work was never the issue. But the reason this school appealed to me so much was because I felt I wouldn't be as mentally exhausted. My 10th grade year came and went. I still struggled with coming to school, missing more than the allowed days, but I still managed to do it. I had some of my motivation back. I would also just like to take a second to really thank the school admin for my 10th grade year, because it was really rough, and I'm surprised that they didn't hold me back that year. And if they did, I wouldn't be here today, standing with you guys. So I'm very thankful for that. I quickly lost that motivation, though, if I had truly ever gained it back. 11th grade was when I really started to open up. I started talking about how I think, how pessimistic I am, and that I am most likely depressed. And turns out, as most of my friends know, I am. It's also when my tendency to just give up returned. By the end of the school year, I had already missed more than the allowed days, and I was ready to just give up and never come back. And I was so close to going down this route. But I didn't. I just messed up so bad. If I hadn't, shit, my bad. I was so close to going down this route, and I would have, if not for someone truly special to me. If I hadn't gotten to know her at that time, no one would have seen me at the school again. But even after meeting this person, I just barely held through. My motivation was practically non-existent, and that transferred over to my senior year as well. This year was by far the roughest for me, excluding 9th grade. From the start, I had no drive to see it through, missing days left and right, and not caring one bit about my grades. The one thing I did focus on, though, was my mental health. I really strived to get help this year. I started going to counseling, and I began to take antidepressants. I was really trying to get into my head and understand what's, for lack of better words, wrong with me. At this current point, though, I honestly can't tell you if I truly understand why I am the way I am. I'm really not sure about a lot of things pertaining to my mental state, but the one thing I do know is that I made it. I managed to win the fight against myself, and here I am, standing here, about to graduate, giving my speech to all of you. For once, I can say that I am truly proud of myself. I genuinely do not believe that I would have made it this far if not for the people around me. Having them to laugh with and make my days at least slightly better is something for which I am truly grateful for. To the friends here I made at Summit, I want you to know that I appreciate you. And without you guys, I wouldn't be here right now. And I mean that. I really appreciate you guys. I know for sure that I have changed throughout these years, and definitely for the better. I've become more open and social, and I know for a fact that the past me wouldn't have been able to give this speech. There are many aspects of me that I dislike or outright hate, and I hope that they change, but there are a few sides of me that I adore. The humor me and my friends share, the way I act with the people I call my friends, how we can understand each other and talk when it's needed. How we can understand each other and talk when it's needed. I said that right, okay. How we can take certain things seriously but stay goofy. My love for science and space, my love for music, and many things that I honestly don't have time to say. I hope that these aspects of me never change. No, I know that these aspects of me will never change. I'm never changing this part of me. Before I wrap up, I have one last thing to say. To Michael Bonini, the closest friend I've ever had, thank you. You have truly been an important person in my life. We've definitely had rough times in our friendship, but I'm glad that we've stuck through. I genuinely, wholeheartedly appreciate you as my friend, and I hope that no matter what happens later in life, that we will still be as close as we are now. I know that we are not ones to usually talk about things like this, mostly since it doesn't really need to be said, and I appreciate that aspect of our friendship, but I still want you to hear it. I love that we are the type of friends that don't need to constantly validate our friendship, that we can not talk to each other for months and still know that our friendship hasn't changed one bit, and that when the time calls for it, we can be serious with each other and talk about deep and depressing topics. Though I may joke about the approach you took to school, you know what I'm talking about, I do genuinely wish the best for you. I want to see you be successful with a proud smile on my face, knowing that you did it. I'm glad that you were able to show up today. I love you, man. You're a real one. There's more. I'm almost done, I promise. To wrap this up, I leave you with this quote that I created. Space is big, bigger than any man or creature could possibly fathom, yet we still try to imagine it. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to us, yet we still try to make sense of it. Our universe is certainly strange, stranger than we can understand, but we still try to achieve this seemingly impossible goal. So live. Live to see the day we as humans can understand even a grain of our universe. Live to see the day where we can progress further towards our impossible goal. Live to see this once seemingly impossible goal become ever so plausible. And who knows, you may just achieve some of your seemingly impossible goals along the way, all because you lived.
going to say, I think we need to give a round of applause to our seniors for getting through those speeches. They worked hard, did well. In summary of their speeches, the following is a section from each senior's speech. It's 11 statements. We lived in the moment. Lived to see the day when we as humans can understand even a grain of our universe. In this stage of life, I am grateful for the people I've surrounded myself with. Friend groups can become second families. Manage to stand strong, go for walks, learn that days are not guaranteed and people come and go. Learn that life can be short and years can move fast. I am proud of each and every one of us, and I will forever cherish my memories. Thank you, seniors, for all your writing. You did a wonderful job. I'm actually going to go off script for a minute, which I don't usually do, but you have mentioned a lot of the staff that are here, both staff that you have had currently and staff that you've had in the past. If I could ask the staff from Summit Academy to stand for 1 second, please. That's past and present staff. Past and present staff. That's past and present staff. There we go. I'm going to do a real quick roll call so you know who they are. We've got Mr. Milner, Sensei Matthews, Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Button, Miss Griffiths, Miss Stewart, Miss Sam, Miss Weaver, Mr. Stella in the back, Miss Poling, Miss Morford, Miss Baldarelli, there we go, Mr. George, Mr. Wilkins, Mr. Diggs, stand up, I see you in the corner. Miss Skirts, Miss Wiemeyer, Miss Garisto, and Miss Bradley. Did I miss anybody in that entourage? Mr. Inett, what are you doing sitting? Miss Winbush, and our Lycan with Village Counseling that helps us, Miss Nicole. If you would all, one more round of applause. And Mr. Jett over in the corner. There we go. I said Mr. Jett in the corner. Thank you very much. The loved ones here today supported these young adults and helped them get to this point in their lives. These seniors have loved ones who are here on earth with us and loved ones who have passed on. Today is a day for expressing gratitude. We take a moment to remember what these seniors were like as young children, playing with pure joy and happiness, moving with energy hard to keep up with, yet moving with a purpose and integrity. Among each one of them, an essence unique to just them. That underlying essence is with them to this day. If you look close in their eyes or feel their embrace, you will see their true essence, that part of themselves that whispers, "This is me." While these individuals show gratitude, look close in their eyes and feel their embrace. Their bodies whisper, "This is me, and I am grateful." Mariana, you want to come up here? We at Summit have a wonderful collaborative community relationship with Regeneration Church. Sorry, Emerson, I didn't realize you weren't back yet. That's okay. I think you're running the show now. We at Summit have a wonderful collaborative community relationship with Regeneration Church. Over the years, this congregation has supported our seniors through Thanksgiving meals, Christmas celebrations, cookie decorating, and prayers. Handprints, and specifically fingerprints, are unique to every individual. This year, the Women's Prayer Group of Regeneration Church exchanged hands with our seniors. Connecting solely through handprints with no name or identifying information, these women have kept our seniors in their thoughts for months. Today, our seniors bring back the handprints of the women from Regen, the outline of the women's hands enhanced with their senior artwork, thus culminating a silent, purposeful connection. And that's the board that you see off to the right. We thank you for your thoughts, time, and support. We are blessed to have this rapport and support from this church. Please join me in welcoming today's commencement speaker, Regen Church Pastor Dick Wiedenheft.
Well, thank you all, graduates, families, loved ones, teachers, staff, administrators, for letting me share this special day with you. And congratulations, graduates. I've enjoyed being over at Summit a few times over this past year and got to know some of you. Recently got to see your amazing artwork and projects during the Summit Showcase. I'm also so grateful for the students who came over here this spring and helped with various projects. I wasn't here, but our staff said you were so warm and so kind and so helpful, and we're so grateful for you. Well, graduates, in preparing for this, I've been thinking about you and I've been praying for you and trying to use my imagination to, the best I could to think what it must feel like to be you right now. And it made me think of Bucky Barnes, for those of you who've seen the Marvel movies. He was originally the best friend of Captain America, but Bucky was then brainwashed and controlled by Hydra, the bad guys, to be their elite attack hero, the Winter Soldier. He had this cool robotic arm, if that helps some of you remember, who don't know the Marvel movies as well as the graduates do. As the Winter Soldier, Bucky carried out a lot of destructive missions, including trying to kill Captain America. And to make a long story short, through Captain America's love for an old friend, Bucky's memory began to return, and he finally begins to realize who he really is. Well, once he'd figured out who he really is, he's Bucky, the next question is, who is he going to become? Is he going to be paralyzed and weighed down by guilt for all the bad stuff he had done as Winter Soldier? Or is he now going to use his incredible training and abilities for good? And I think graduating from high school is one of those moments. Not that you have those kinds of superpowers, but you've spent the past years trying to figure out who you really are and all of your uniqueness, because nobody else is like you. And maybe you haven't totally figured out who you are, but you're in process and you've moved a long way in that direction. But now, as graduates, like Bucky, you're faced with a new challenge, another big question to wrestle with, and that is, who are you going to become now? Who are you going to become? That's the song we opened with, right? Who am I meant to be? So as you stand here on the edge of one chapter ending and a new chapter of your life beginning, the question lies before you, who are you going to become? Who are you meant to be? It's a hard question to answer because even if you think you know who you want to become, you don't know everything that's ahead of you, everything that you'll face, and how all of that will shape you. When I was in your seat graduating from high school, I thought I knew who I wanted to become. I wanted to become an engineer because I liked math and I liked physics. I just about snoozed through English class. So, I thought engineering would be good. I was interested in that. I also wanted to become a manager because I wanted to make a lot of money. Because you see, I grew up poor. My dad didn't make a lot of money. He didn't really like his job. And life was hard work because what we did have was we had a really big garden. We had some farm animals. We had a half-finished house heated by wood heat. So there were lots of chores to do after school and before school all the time. And I grew up and I thought, I want a more comfortable life. I want a nicer house. I want a better job. So I thought I knew who I wanted to be, but that's different from discovering who I was meant to be. Who I was meant to be was something I still had to figure out when I was 18 years old, graduating from high school. And figuring that out actually involved going through a lot of stuff that wasn't part of my plan, some of it hard stuff. And so while I had a lot of fun and I had a lot of good times along the way, it wasn't in my plan that I would go through a period of serious and painful depression in my 20s. It wasn't part of my plan that I would be lonely sometimes and that feeling alone would hurt. It wasn't part of my plan that when I got my first job, I felt like I completely failed at it and wound up hating it. I didn't realize that getting married and having someone that you loved and a best friend who would be with you all the time could be both so wonderful and also so painful, because when your heart is so vulnerably open to another person and you have a fight or they hurt you, it hurts so deeply. And you'll go through stuff like that too, and I know that you know it because some of you have already gone through tougher stuff than that. And it's actually going through stuff, some of it really hard stuff, that's an important ingredient in figuring out not just who you want to be, but who you are meant to be. So I want to invite you to do a little activity, graduates. Right now, imagine yourself when you were a little kid. And imagine the kid you coming to graduation today to see and meet the now you. What does that kid you think? What does it feel like for that kid you to see you now? Maybe the kid you wants to give the now you a big hug because of all that you've been through. Maybe the kid you is proud of you because of all that you've struggled through and accomplished. Maybe the kid you is a little confused by some of the choices that you made along the way. Maybe the kid you is relieved and happy because they know that you made it this far. Well, now part 2 of this exercise, because we can't change part 1, but we can still do something about part 2. So imagine now looking at your future you. Maybe the 10 years from now you. Who would you like that person to be? What would you like that person to be like? And by the way, I'm not just talking about the job you have or the stuff you have, but also the person that you're becoming. Because like Bucky, when he had figured out who he was, that's the journey you're beginning right now, the journey of becoming the person that you are meant to be. And as you begin that journey, I want to give you 3 pieces of advice, and maybe they're more like reminders because you probably already know these 3 things. First, you won't get there alone. You won't get there alone. There are no self-made people. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. Well, becoming who you are meant to be isn't something you get too fast. It's a long journey. And so make it a priority to find people who want to get to the same place that you want to get and go there together. And if there are people who will hinder you on that journey, who will steer you in the wrong direction, you may like them, but don't make it a habit of traveling too closely with them. Because if you do, you may wake up one day and realize that you've wound up somewhere very far from where you wanted to be. Second reminder, Nobody says it will be easy. Assume right now there will be obstacles and setbacks and realize that they're a part of your story too. Don't let them stop you. But take time to heal and to recover and to learn from the challenges. Here's some profound wisdom about pain and suffering. I wish I'd learned this a lot sooner in life than I did. When we don't heal from pain and suffering, they turn into sickness. Mental health issues, depression, negativity, cynicism, negative character traits. But pain and suffering, when they heal properly, they turn into character and into wisdom. They shape us into who we're meant to be. People who are wise, who are persevering, who are brave, who are full of hope, they have suffered well, and they have healed, and they've grown through it all. Third, realize that you are going to become someone beyond who you can even imagine right now. Maybe beyond good, or potentially beyond bad. But human beings, we just keep growing and growing in one direction or another, and so you will wind up places eventually different and farther than you thought was even possible. So the question of who you are meant to be is a really big deal. And there are two destinations that we can wind up that are maybe beyond our wildest dreams that we think we could wind up there. And they're wonderfully expressed by a couple guys with wonderful accents. You know, you can't beat people from the UK, from across the pond, to be able to say things in a beautiful way. So the first destination of where we can wind up is expressed really well by a guy named George Bernard Shaw. I don't know if you heard of him. I think I was sleeping that day in English class when we talked about him. But he was an Irish playwright. And here's how he described one place that you can wind up. Picture this. As a feverish, selfish little clot of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. For those of you who know Harry Potter, this kind of reminds me of that depiction of Voldemort's soul that Harry sees discarded under that seat in his King's Cross vision, a feverish, selfish little clot. The other destination is expressed well by C.S. Lewis. He was an English professor. He wrote The Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. He was a good friend of J.R.R. Tolkien. And Lewis urges us to realize that the dullest and most uninteresting person you talk to now may one day be a creature who, if you saw it now, you would be strongly tempted to worship. Now, Lewis believes that this life isn't the end of our existence, so he's looking at who we can become in this life and then also beyond it. And Lewis realizes that if there is something beyond this life, then who we will be then will depend on who we are becoming now. So he continues, all day long we are in some degree helping each other to one or other of these destinations. It is in light of these overwhelming possibilities, it is with awe, he says, that we should conduct all of our dealings with one another, all friendships, all loves, all play, all politics. And then he concludes, there are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. Wow. It makes me feel like preaching, but even though we're in a church building, I know this is a school event, so you have to come back on a Sunday for that. But we are all becoming someone, and the potential of who we can become is incredible. And by the way, Lewis isn't just talking about using our talents and gifts, as important as those are. He's also talking about how we treat people, how well we love them, whether we see people, or whether people see us coming and they see someone who's going to drain them and take the life from them, or whether they see us coming and they see someone who's going to bring life and joy to them. He's talking about what kind of someone we become. So, in conclusion, as you stand there at the beginning of this new chapter, let me ask you, who are you meant to be? You can become, you will become far more than you even realize now. And while you can't control everything you face in life, you can control how you handle those situations, and I know a lot of you know that already. You can control whether you persevere, whether you plow through, whether you heal, whether you keep moving in the direction of who you are meant to be. So graduates, go and become who you are meant to be. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, staff, proud parents, and most importantly, the remarkable graduating class of Summit Academy, as we gather here today, I am filled with profound pride and happiness. For many years, I have had the privilege of watching each and every one of you grow, learn, and evolve into incredible individuals that you are today. As we celebrate this important occasion, I am reminded of the powerful message conveyed in the song, "This Is Me," from the movie The Greatest Showman. In a world that often demands conformity, This is Me reminds us of the beauty and strength found in embracing our true selves. Each of you sitting before me today embodies this in your own unique way. You have overcome obstacles, pursued your passions, and stayed true to your authentic selves, despite the challenges you may have faced along the way. Just as the characters in the movie proudly proclaim their identities and refuse to be defined by society's standards, I urge you to carry the same spirit of courage and self-acceptance into the next chapter of your lives. Whether you're pursuing a higher education, entering the workforce, or embarking on a new adventure, remember that your individuality is your greatest asset. You recently walked our school halls for the last time as a student. I hope you'll never forget the lessons you've learned, the friendships you've created, and the memories that you have made. As you navigate the difficulties of the world, always hold fast to the unwavering truth that you are enough, just as you are. Today, as you stand here before everyone, recognize that this is a new beginning. Know the world eagerly awaits the unique gift that only you can offer. So embrace your future with confidence and let your light shine brightly for all to see. This is your moment. This is your time. This is you. Congratulations.
If I can have Miss Erica Ritchie, Duda, and Miss Singer come up. Miss Ritchie Duda, Miss Singer, Mrs. Bradley, it is my pleasure to present to you the following candidates that met the requirements for graduation. Mariana Lynn Babel. Joshua Isaiah McMillan. Oh, you missed some people there, Josh. You left him hanging. She's waving. Maria Dawn Bradley. Natalie Elizabeth Evans Ewer. Caleb Richard Flood. Emerson Philip Green. Erica Ray Justice. Michael Raymond May. Mariah Ashley Schuler. Brian Andrew Smith. Landon Paul Winkle. Let's give a round of applause to our almost all the way graduates. They have diplomas, but they're not all the way there yet. We'd like to acknowledge the individuals that were also part of this graduating class. They left Summit Academy to further their education at the Trumbull Career and Technical Center and received their diplomas from different schools. But we want to take a moment to acknowledge and congratulate them. If you're in the audience, please stand. Share with me in congratulating the following graduates: Alexandra Brennan, Tawan Pfeiffer, Jesse Fuller, Jerkane Goss, and Jaden Wright. Alex, thanks for joining us today. Graduates, like I said, you're almost there. We have to turn the tassels, and we're not at that point yet, because Ms. Wiemeyer has final notes for you. So you might as well get your pens and pencils ready and be ready to write down some notes.
A long time ago, and in reality it was only 5 years ago, I had a student come up to me and tell me to not bother to talk to him, as he was never gonna like me. His fellow classmates made sure to reinforce that statement, whether ignoring me by sleeping, causing as much ruckus as they could. And then came COVID, and your year ended at home. And your teachers, believe it or not, struggled to connect with you through the phone. And by the time we got there, yeah, it was hard. And by the way, Josh, did you figure out what I asked you, what you owe me still? I'm still waiting on your Friday the 13th journal. Your freshman year was spent online, a new endeavor for us all, which unsettled not only you, but your teachers as well. We couldn't connect with our students the way we were used to doing, and we actually complained more than you guys about being your time online. And once we came back to school, the next 3 years with you flew in a flash. Now you sit before me ready to graduate and take on the world. But before you do, let me share with you one more lesson. Be careful, make smart choices, but don't be afraid to live your life. Make mistakes. They only mean you are trying new things. Remember to learn something new every day. Believe it or not, you guys actually have taught your teachers just as much as they taught you. In your 5 years here, you've taught me that it's okay to talk, not only to talk, but to listen. That quite often the best lesson isn't the one that I actually planned, but the conversations that you created around them. Abraham Lincoln said, in the end, it's not the years in your life that counts, it's the life in your years. I like to remember that life isn't defined by the dates. That's why I don't make you memorize them. But it's by the dash that separates them. As your history teacher, it may sound really weird to hear me say this, but you're not defined by your past. You are at the part of creating your past. The choices you start to make today are what will define you when you're my age and you turn around and look back and see what are your defining moments. And I'm not speaking to seniors anymore today, so don't talk to me. Done. But the nice thing at the end of the ceremony, you won't be seniors anymore. You'll take your first steps into being a productive member of society. Remember me saying this over and over again in class? Yeah. Stay true to who you are. But remember, as Lin-Manuel said, history has its eyes on you.
Thank you, Ms. Wiedmeyer, for your words and your emotions that you share with us. Graduates, almost there to be. It is that time. I'm going to have you ask you to stand and face your loved ones. Turn around. The moving of the cap tassel signifies the movement of an individual from a graduation candidate to a graduate. It is my honor and privilege to present to you the Summit Academy class of 2024. Graduates, you may turn your tassels. There we go. Graduates, go ahead and have a seat. We are almost there. Thank you for spending your time celebrating with us today. Our ceremony is completed, but please join us outside for the tossing of caps. Ms. Garisto, please lead us in the benediction.
Hold on, I promise I'm going to be fast. Just one quick little word. Graduates, a benediction is a short prayer of send-off asking for divine support as you move into the next phase of your lives. I could not be more honored to be the person sending you off and asking for support on your behalf. I would love to invite you now to reflect on the concept of time. We've spent the last 5 years together learning and growing together and coming into our own. But now we ask, what do we do with the time that remains? C.S. Lewis wrote, "You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending." Seniors, what I hope for you is that you can start here, start now, and use the remainder of your minutes exactly how you want to. I hope that you fill your time with love and joy and that you surround yourself with people who support that for you. Wherever you are now, start here and make sure that you are working toward the ending you want. For you, we ask for protection, for good fortune, and most of all, we hope that you never stop being you. Congratulations, class of 2024.
All right. We've talked a lot about This Is Me all through this ceremony, and we've got one song left, and that's the song y'all walk out to.